Hello, beautiful souls. Happy Sunday. I hope you're all having a truly beautiful, magical, wonderful start to your week. And I'm recording this actually first thing in the morning. I have my morning coffee here and I just finished my meditation. So I'm really feeling energetically clear, and I am so excited to come through with a bit of a different video style. This is something that I don't believe I've ever done in a reading where there's been an extended in one of our collective readings. I have done this style of reading before, but I don't think I've done it as one of our like Monday, Wednesday, Friday collective reading videos. So anyway, I am going to be doing a pick a card video, but this is going to be a little bit different because I know that with a lot of pick a card videos, you're meant to only choose one pile. I feel that for this video, many of you will resonate with all three piles or maybe with two of them. Yes, it's possible you will only connect with one of them, but I feel that for many of you, there actually could be different messages for you within different piles, maybe even at different times. So maybe you'll pick a particular card and then you will, like in a few days from now, choose to listen to a different card or something of that nature. I got this idea because you guys know that so often in these videos, we channel into what I call threads of energy. So the idea here is that instead of kind of just channeling into and jumping between different threads of energy in a reading, in this video, we're actually going to be like sort of categorizing them in a way, I guess you could say, where each card or each pile is representing a different thread of energy that wants to come through. And this just occurred to me because I was like, wow, when we're always channeling into these threads of energy, what if we can separate them, at least for some videos, just to kind of mix things up in a way that you can actually access and tap into those individual threads intuitively whenever they are most resonant for you. Because of course, I definitely recommend picking your card based on your intuition. I feel that your intuition will guide you to the card that has the strongest, most meaningful message for you right now. And of course, you can listen to the entire reading as usual, beginning to end. You can also skip around between the piles to tap into different threads of energy. And yeah, I'm just excited to do this different video style, and I'm really curious to know how it goes and how you like it as well. Maybe this is something I will do in the future from time to time. It's interesting because I was only going to choose 3 different cards, but then for some reason, as I've started this intro, I keep visualizing 4 cards. Like I'm going to put an image of the cards on the thumbnail of today's video so that you can choose based on the energy, connecting with your own intuition. But for some reason, as I've been channeling here, I just keep imagining there are actually 4 cards on that thumbnail image. So I am going to follow my own intuition here and do 4 separate cards instead of 3. And because I want this to feel like a very connected kind of experience, I am going to be choosing the cards while we are here together, tapped into this energy together during the recording instead of picking the cards beforehand. So let me go ahead and do that now. And by the way, as always, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, there is always an extended version of those readings. So if you are a member either on Patreon or on YouTube memberships, either place, you get access to the same 3 extended exclusive bonus readings every single week. Now, I do want to let you know, because there have been questions about this, just to clarify, I do have all of these clarifications in the description box under every video to explain all of this, but just in case you missed it there, on Patreon and YouTube memberships, you get access to the exact same extended exclusive readings 3 times a week, every single week. The difference between the memberships is that on Patreon, I started Patreon in 2021, so you get access to the entire backdated library of extended readings from 2021 until now, whereas on Patreon or on YouTube memberships, to offset this, because on YouTube memberships, you're only getting access to extended readings when I started YouTube memberships, which is from January 2025 this year until now. And so to offset that and balance out the benefits, I also offer early access to new videos, not the collective readings, but any mini readings I do or extra YouTube videos. I will give early access to YouTube members before those videos are made public. But again, those videos will then be public later on to everyone. So that is the difference between the benefits and how I've attempted to make things very fair and balanced between Patreon and YouTube memberships. But all of the information on the difference between the memberships, anything you want to know, is in the description box under the video. And I will be leaving timestamps below as well, and in the extended reading to show you where we are channeling into each of these different card piles so that you can, again, like skip around as you want to. And what I'm going to do is we are going to essentially see what comes up for each of these cards. This may be a bit of a longer video. I'm not really sure what to expect here. Like I said, I'm very excited about this. I don't know how long it's going to take to get through each of these like 4 threads of energy, but we are just going to see how things unfold here. And each of those cards is going to have extended additional bonus messages and bonus information just in the extended reading as well. So again, if at any point something is really resonating for you and you want to access that additional information in the extended reading, the link to get the extended is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And I guess I realized I didn't even tell you the topic of today's pick a card because it does have a specific topic. It's not just going to be open-ended. I actually intend for this to be 4 different messages that someone wants to say to you or deliver to you. Now, when I say someone, there is a little bit of a nuance here because this actually could be, this someone, so to speak, could be an ancestor. It could be a spirit guide. It could be your higher self, like your own higher self or like your future self speaking to you. But I am setting the intention that at least some of these will be love-related messages. And this is going to be a message someone wants to give you in the month of November for the rest of this month, like energies that you may be dealing with, messages that want to come through. We are at the midway mark in November, so I thought it would just be fun and perhaps very enlightening to figure out like what kinds of messages are wanting to come through for you, whether it is spiritual in nature, a message from your guides, from your higher self, from the universe, or whether it's more so a love-related message, etc. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, feel free to set your intentions. I do recommend liking the video and subscribing if you would like to transmit your energy in a stronger way. This does often help me to pick up more strongly on your energy and vibration. So I am going to start with the Energy Oracle Cards deck. This is my original deck. I absolutely love this deck. I got it on Amazon. I don't know why I felt the need to share that. Maybe someone's been looking into it. If you're interested, by the way, I could create links to the different decks that I use and put them in the description box at some point as well. I have thought about doing this, so I could do that for you if you want to access the different decks that I'm using. I also could look into, I actually think there is a way on YouTube that I can tag these as products, like in the YouTube video now. So anyway, if you want that, let me know. But let's go ahead and get started and see what wants to come up here. So I'm going to start by actually pulling the 4 different cards. I'm actually feeling guided to pull both an Energy Oracle card and a traditional tarot card. But I'm going to have you choose based on this Energy Oracle card, and then I will pull tarot cards as like clarifiers. So, okay, let's see. What card represents group 1? Okay, I've got group 1's card. What card represents group 2? I've got group 2's card. Oh, and group 3. You actually got 3 cards that came out in a pile. So I don't know what that's about, but I'm sure we'll find out. And finally, group 4. I feel like this is going to be such an interesting reading. I did catch a glimpse of some of the cards. I am so excited about this. I know I've said that like 5 times, but I feel like this is going to be an amazing reading. So I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of these 4 card piles, and so that I can put it on the thumbnail of this video, which you're most likely already looking at right now. So you can select based on your intuition which card pile is most resonant for you. And when I come back, I will be addressing group 1. And then of course, we will just go in order all the way through the different groups. Like I said before, it's very likely that more than one group will connect for you. In fact, for some of you, you may connect with all 4 groups. Just, of course, use your intuition, skip whatever doesn't feel aligned, take whatever connects, leave the rest here, and all of those good things. So let me go ahead and take this picture, and then I will be right back with group 1. Okay, hello, group 1. This is such a new and interesting way to do this style of reading. And I'm really liking it so far because I can feel this like clear separation between the threads of energy. And of course, different ones may connect for you in different ways, but I feel like it's kind of nice that you can skip around between different things that are coming up in the reading. Let me know what you think about this. I'm getting a lot of 4s and 1s connected to your energy. And specifically, I'm hearing 144, which makes me think about the 144,000. And when people talk about the 144,000, there are many different theories and explanations for what this number means. Many people do believe that it holds a very strong spiritual significance. For some reason, I have to say, I feel like if this connects for you, you may be picking up a lot on the number like 444, 144, 1144, or like 1414, some variation of that. I also want to tell you that as I was starting your reading, I heard a slight bit of static coming through, and I realized it was because my phone was too close to one of the preamps that I'm using then for this microphone. So somehow my phone proximity was creating this static. So I had to move it away, and I don't know why that's coming through, but I feel very strongly that this is a very spiritually focused message coming through for you. And I feel it's a message from your higher self about static that's being created in your life. And so if that's connecting for you so far, I strongly feel that this group will be for you. Again, for many of you, all 4 groups may actually connect, or at least 2 or 3 of them. So do skip around after this, see what connects for you from the other groups as well. But I'm just picking up that your higher self has been trying to get through to you on some kind of message about static that's being created in your life. And it may have something to do with like your phone or technology or social media or someone that you've been communicating with on the phone or through text or like something of that nature. I almost feel like I'm hearing there are some kind of boundaries that you're being called to create between yourself and the outside world. I'm not sure why it's coming through in that wording. I know that sounds kind of strange. For some of you, you may have this sense as though you felt kind of like disrupted internally by some kind of external energy. And again, this could be connected to like your phone or social media, or maybe some person that you've been talking a lot to or communicating a lot with over the phone. And I keep getting that this isn't necessarily some kind of negative thing in your life. This doesn't necessarily feel negative. It just feels like something that you may be feeling guided to set boundaries with because it's becoming overwhelming to your system, or it's like somehow infringing on your internal space, if that makes sense. It feels like it might be overstepping in some kind of way, or maybe if it's a person, it's like someone who is not necessarily a negative presence in your life, but they might be feeling a little entitled right now to a lot of your time or your energy or your emotional capacity. And it may be time for you to set boundaries with this person or situation that protect your internal space, that protect your peace. I feel that you are someone who, first of all, I'm hearing that you're a channel of some kind. And so you have a very direct, clear connection to the divine that seems to only be fully accessed when you are alone. Like, I'm hearing something about when you are like connecting with the silence or with like the depth of yourself internally, you are naturally tapping into this higher energy and channeling in a really powerful way. But many people around you, or maybe people who want things out of you, they don't understand the nature of this connection to the divine that you have. And I'm also getting that, I'm hearing the word productivity. There's something about how people around you expect productivity or movement in your life to look a certain way. Maybe at times you even expect this out of yourself. You expect productivity to always be action and this like physical movement forward, or this physical exertion of effort. But it feels as though your higher self is coming in to say those times when you are connecting with, I'm hearing, with the void, with the silence, with your internal world, are your most powerful moments of productivity, because they are, I'm hearing, realigning things in your life and somehow like coordinating your pathway moving forward. And I just feel as though recently there may have been this static in your life because you may have not been prioritizing those times, because to other people they look like inaction, or it looks like laziness, or it doesn't really look that powerful. It's like you've been underestimating the power of connecting internally with yourself, of connecting with the silence, of allowing that energy to rearrange and realign your life and coordinate your path forward. I'm hearing give your first energy to yourself, whatever that means for you. I feel as though this, for some of you, could be very literal. This could be about first thing in the day, giving to yourself, fueling yourself in some kind of way, especially spiritually in this context, giving yourself that time to connect with the void, to connect with the silence, to connect with your inner self before tuning out into the world and giving to others. I'm also hearing something about giving first to your creativity. So if you are a creative type and that is part of how you channel, I'm getting that you may be guided to really give your first and best energy, like in the morning or first thing in the day, to what matters most to you, whether it's like your goals, your dreams, your visions, your creativity, envisioning like your own future or your life. I just keep getting this like tugging sensation, as though there's someone or something trying to, like, not that they're doing it maliciously, but they're pulling you out of your center a bit, because they are picking up all of this value from your time, from your energy, from your essence. And it's like taking from that first energy that's meant to be given to yourself. I don't know why I keep picking up on this. I just feel like it's almost like, this is such a specific example. I don't know why this is coming through, but I'm hearing that for someone, this may be literally for one person, it's like you are so creative, but it's like for someone, this is the most specific message I feel I've ever channeled. That might be an overstatement. I do get kind of specific. I feel like I'm just speaking to one person here, but I'm seeing someone like pouring so much like creativity and like energy into writing text to like a friend or a romantic person or like a crush or something, or like just someone in your life, like pouring all of this like creativity into this person or into this thing. And it's like doing it all for this like one person, when your creativity is like meant to be shared with the world. And this doesn't have to be that literal. I mean, you can take it to apply more broadly. Maybe this is you like in the workplace, like you're doing something, like putting in all of this effort towards something that may not feel really aligned with you. And like you're taking all of your creativity and your time and your heart and your energy and pouring it into this like one person or this one avenue to like somehow further that connection or that relationship, or to come off a certain way to that person, when that energy is like so beautiful and powerful and magnificent, and it's meant to be shared on a wider scale. Like it's meant to be shared or like funneled into like your creations and like some kind of platform or something you're doing or working on, or like working on yourself, like whatever this is for you, but it's all being funneled into this like one specific person or thing to like get some kind of temporary validation from that source that doesn't even matter anyway, because you are worth so much more. Like you are meant to be heard, and you're meant to be seen and felt and experienced on such a huge scale. And I almost get the sense that like someone is almost like And again, it's not necessarily malicious, but there's someone or something that's like really enjoying having all of your energy to themselves. Does this make sense? I feel like this is such an oddly specific part of the channeling. I'm so curious where this is going to go in the extended. I'm going to tap more into this. I feel like that's kind of the core of the message, but we will go deeper into this in the extended reading. So if you would like to keep tapping into this thread of energy, the link to the extended is in the pinned comment and description box below. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and move on to group 2. Hello, group 2. Welcome to the reading today. And the card that I pulled for you is the Garden and the Gate. Now, this card is very much about self-protection. And so I feel as though the message coming through for you is, well, okay, there's a lot here, right? Because I'm picking up on a sort of a higher self message, but then in connection with that, there are a lot of people, well, let's just start there. There are a lot of people trying to get a message through to you. I will say that there are a lot of people who are trying to connect with your energy, who are seeing or sensing your value, and they seem to desperately want to connect with you, be part of your life, be part of your daily routines. They want to be communicating with you very frequently. I'm getting that ironically, many of these people are pulling on you in a way that is more psychic, spiritual, and energetic than literal. So these people may not necessarily be physically reaching out to you. So if I was saying all of that and you were thinking to yourself, well, that kind of relates, but I feel like these people aren't really reaching out to me. It feels like for the most part, I'm just sensing like a lot of people pulling on my energy. Then I feel like this group is absolutely for you, because while yes, you may have some people here or there reaching out to you, I feel like I'm speaking to a group where most of the ways in which people are trying to connect with you or get through to you feel more psychic. They feel more energetic in nature, like people pulling on your energy. And so I feel as though the message here is like, recently the cost for connecting with you has really gone up. I'm hearing you've raised your prices. Now, for some of you, maybe it's literal. Maybe you are someone who is running a business, or you have a coaching service, or you offer some kind of service to people, or you create products, or whatever this is. And maybe you have literally recently raised your prices, like the cost for connecting with your energy. I'm hearing something about the demand going up. Like I feel energetically and spiritually, you're in high demand, and you've sensed this on some level that like people are finally beginning to see the value and worth that you've always held. But I'm hearing that your own recognition over time of your own value and worth internally, this journey of self-love, whoever I'm speaking to, you've been on a very intense self-love journey. And I'm hearing it hasn't all been rainbows and butterflies for you. In fact, it's been very, very painstaking. It's been challenging, because this journey of self-love has led you into the shadows. It's led you into the deepest, darkest, most confusing, convoluted aspects of yourself, parts of yourself that literally came from like your lineage, that like wounds within you that were passed down to you through generations, that your ancestors never even had the level of like time or self-awareness, or like, I mean, to be fair to your ancestors, they were so busy surviving, like they didn't have the time to be able to, or like the space to be able to look at the things that you've been looking at. I'm hearing that you've been getting yourself out of a survival mode, like literally, physically, emotionally, financially, whatever this means for you. And I feel like it's been such a journey for you. And since you've come out of this survival mode, you've been teaching your system how to believe in your own thriving and how to love yourself more deeply within that thriving, how to not doubt your own success, your own ability to be loved or to be happy, and all of those things. And what I'm getting is that because you've fully come into this recognition of your own intrinsic value, other people are reflecting that knowingness back to you. It's not that you were not valuable before you realized you were valuable. It's that until you saw your value and really believed it internally, other people couldn't perceive it about you. But now they are perceiving it. And that is why the cost of connecting with you is going up. Again, whether that is literal, if you are in the business world, for many of you, I'm getting it's more spiritual. Like, your guides are basically saying, if you want to connect with collective, with group 2, you are genuinely going to have to be doing the work. And there is no way around it. Your guides are being fierce about this, and it's showing up in boundaries you don't even know are there. Meaning there are boundaries that you set, yes, with your words, sometimes with your silence, with the way you live your life, with your energy. There are boundaries you are consciously aware of, but I'm also hearing there are spiritual boundaries that your higher self and your guides have put in place that you are not even fully consciously aware of. That is how protected you are. That is how much the cost of connecting with you has gone up. And so because of this, there are many, 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 many people seeking you out, both people that you've met from your past who are wanting to reconnect with you, people presently in your life who seem to want more of you. I'm hearing there's just not enough of you to go around, and you might be feeling that way, like stretched thin, psychically or spiritually or emotionally. Like there's so much that you want to do, so much that you want to give and create and build in this world. And there are so many people who seem to want things out of you because, again, they are now perceiving your value for what it really is, for what it's always been, but they're now seeing it more clearly because you've learned how to see it more clearly. And so your boundaries are very high right now. I mean, your literal boundaries are probably very high, but also your spiritual unconscious boundaries that are just put in place naturally by your own guides, by your higher self, by your ancestors. Like, I just keep getting the word fierce. Like, there are fierce boundaries around you, and people have been blocked out of your life because of this. I'm actually getting that recently, group 2, there have been people who have literally not been able to reach you or connect with you. If you've not been getting messages from people or hearing from people, but you've been sensing like, wow, I feel like there are these people from my past trying to reach me or connect with me, or I'm dreaming about them or thinking about them all of a sudden. The reason they haven't reached out is because you are just that protected. Like, they quite literally cannot reach out to you even sometimes in the physical because their frequency is in such a lower place and yours is in such a higher place. There's such a frequency mismatch, and the standards to connect with you have gone up so drastically that in some cases, they quite literally are blocked spiritually from even being able to text you or to call you because of these very strong boundaries in place, but you can still feel them reaching out to you psychically or wanting to connect with you. I'm hearing there's a reason for these boundaries. I feel that your energy is actually being preserved or protected for something that you are doing or creating in this world. You may be consciously aware of what that is. You may not be aware of it. Now, the thing about this message that's coming through, by the way, I'm hearing that roses could be very symbolic for you, but I'm also getting that on a deeper spiritual level, when we think about the rose, we think about the beauty of the petals, but also the fierceness of the thorns. And what I'm getting is many people who only saw your petals, who saw this softness, this delicacy, this sensitivity, this beauty about you, are beginning to come into contact with your thorns, meaning they're beginning to realize that you are fiercely protected, that you are extremely strong, extremely resilient, and very much on mission and on purpose in a way that is not going to be interfered with. And I just keep getting many people have been bounced out of your life recently who wanted to connect with you without doing the work, who wanted a relationship with you without having a relationship to their own higher self. And that just isn't going to work at this phase. And when I say relationship, I don't just mean romantic. That could be any kind of relationship, a platonic friendship, a family member, whatever this is, a workplace relationship. I'm getting many people are frustrated because they want to connect with you and they can't reach you. And you may be picking up on that dynamic psychically at times. You also may actually be feeling very alone at certain moments, but you've also had this sense that your own aloneness is sacred in this phase because it means that you are being preserved for higher forms of connection. So, wow, very powerful messages channeling through for you, group 2. I feel like whoever I'm speaking to here has a very powerful and important mission on this earth. And lately, you've had no tolerance for people or things that have been interfering in any kind of sense with that mission, with your ability to focus wholeheartedly, whole soully on that mission. So The second part, the part 2 to this reading is because I said, I feel like we've channeled into the message from your higher self here and maybe from some of your guides, but there are other messages like from people who seem to try to get through to you who can't reach you. And I keep getting like, I miss you and I'm sorry and I want to make this work. Like those are messages I'm getting from people who are trying to reach you or connect with you, but who haven't necessarily even reached out. I feel like this is what they're thinking. And it's like they're longing to reconnect with you or to have a connection with you, but they aren't even physically reaching out. That's what I'm getting from this person or these energies. For some of you, it could be one person. For some of you, it could be multiple energies. And I do want to quickly tap into one of these because I don't want this reading to get too long. I know we're channeling into 4 different piles, but there is someone coming through here who seems to be someone that you had a connection with that dropped off very suddenly. And I'm hearing it never reached its potential or it never fulfilled its purpose. It feels like there actually was a purpose for this connection in your life. And yet this person falls into the group of those that were blocked out of your life because they weren't really fully doing the inner work, or I'm hearing they were scared. They were intimidated in some way because they realized that the cost to connect with you was going up. They realized, it's almost like I'm hearing you were revealed to this person. Like they realized a truth about you and then ran away. They realized how powerful you are or how magnificent you are or something about you. And it's almost like it opened their eyes and brought them to this moment where they absolutely had to decide whether they were going to right now put in the work to become someone who could connect with a person like you, or whether they were going to get scared and run away. And I feel that in this case, this person ran away, and they're coming through so strongly in this reading, even though the first part of your reading, group 2, was really about this higher self message. It's almost like I wanted to end it there, but this person's energy wouldn't let me end it there. Like they wanted to come through with some kind of message and they wanted you to hear this. So can I get any information on this person? They are awakening with the Sun card in the upright position. This is someone who's seeming to be going through a lot of positive transformation in their life right now behind the scenes. But I feel like this is someone that you are not in active communication with. This feels very much like someone that you have a silence with right now in the physical. This person could be a masculine energy. That doesn't have to be the case for all of you. This is someone who felt overwhelmed by their feelings for you, by the connection that they had with you. And yet, even though they were overwhelmed by it, it also activated them. And that's the complexity here. It's like you activated them onto this journey where they are now awakening, but it was almost this slow burn energy where like you activated them. They began to awaken, but were kind of resisting it. But then you were revealed to them. They realized how powerful you are, how valuable you are, how rare you are. And it literally scared them and overwhelmed them because they didn't feel ready to fully put in the work to become the version of themselves that could match you in that energy. So they seemed to drop off very suddenly or run away because of that overwhelm. And yet this slow burn awakening energy never stopped working within them behind the scenes. And now I feel like it's reaching this point where they are coming to some kind of a major moment of clarity, where they are seeing their connection with you through new eyes. And they're realizing that they failed in some kind of way with the 6 of Wands in the reverse position, and they're feeling a deep disappointment around that. So you might be feeling this person's energy heavily around you at this time because they are actually now seemingly getting to this point where they are looking for an opening to reconnect with you with the Wheel of Fortune card. It's almost like at this point, they're just waiting for the right moment to reach out and to say something. It's like I literally feel something weighing on their chest that they want to get off their chest by communicating something to you. So I actually feel like some communication physically could be coming in from this person very soon. I'm hearing for some of you by the end of the year. So Very interesting. I didn't expect such specific messages from this situation to come through. Now, in the extended, I will be channeling into other people or energies that are trying to get through to you. I'm hearing trying to get through your walls or these spiritual boundaries that are in place or whatever the case is. So if this is connecting and you do want more information on that, the link to the extended is in the pinned comment and description box below. But I'm going to go ahead and move forward to group 3. So thank you so much, group 2. I hope this connected, and I hope to see you in one of the other groups as well. Hello, group 3. You have, I would say, the most unique reading, or the most unique card pull, at least, because you'll remember when I pulled the cards at the beginning of this video, you are the group that I actually pulled 3 cards for. I was only intending 1 card. And let me tell you, these cards came out so fast, all at once, before I really even had a chance to even say, okay, I'm going to pick a card for group 3 now. These cards just came flying out. And so I'm getting an impatience from this person who wants to come through with a message for you. So this may be someone who's very restless about you, very impatient. I almost feel them in some kind of state of angst. This, for some of you, feels like a past lover, someone you may have been romantic with at some point who is now feeling very impatient and restless. This could be a fire sign energy. I'm getting Aries energy for some of you listening here. It doesn't have to be, but I feel like this is someone who is very imbalanced right now within themselves. They seem to be like obsessively thinking about you or fixated on you. This is someone who was blocked out of your life romantically. I'm hearing kicked out of your life, which sounds kind of harsh, but that, I mean, for whoever this is connecting with, that actually feels like what happened. It feels like there was no way for this connection to continue romantically because of the way it was going. Again, this doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a very close friend or family member, but whoever this is, it's like they were literally kicked out of your life. Things could not continue the way that they were going because this person was and is so imbalanced within themselves that they projected so much of that imbalance onto you and almost like tried to make you responsible for their lack of healing. And finally, I feel like you were very patient with this person. I feel like you gave them a lot of chances or a lot of moments to change, and they continuously chose to repeat the same patterns and cycles. And I'm hearing finally your guides kicked this person out of your life, like literally would no longer let them connect with you in this way until they do the inner work. And now they're sitting in this like restlessness and this impatience and this frustration and like fixating on you, but very disconnected from themselves, like from their inner voice, from their inner self. There's kind of like a harshness and a coldness right now about this person's energy. But ironically, I feel that you brought out this softness in them. You opened their heart in a way that made them feel very soft and very open and very vulnerable. They may have even cried around you, which I feel this is someone who doesn't often show their emotions. And this was a very overwhelming experience for them. It's one that both overwhelmed them and like triggered them, which is why they started projecting onto you. But at the same time, it also enticed them, and it actually became very addictive to them because part of them really enjoyed being around someone like you that caused them to open their heart so drastically when they're not used to doing that. But another part of them, it's like this person has something with pride or arrogance where it's like they don't like being so open that it leaves them feeling exposed, or it leaves them feeling like they could get hurt, or like that person could leave them. There might be some kind of abandonment wound here. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel that you were very patient with this. However, ultimately, it was affecting you. Like this person was projecting onto you in a way where I'm hearing the only way was to close and lock the door. So this may be someone that you even tried softer boundaries with first, but ultimately the only way was to like fully shut the door and lock it, at least for the time being. Or maybe that's what happened on a spiritual level. Like you may not have even been conscious of this, but like this person was spiritually locked out of your life because it was the only way right now. I feel like whenever they would get any window or pathway of access into you at all, it would like send them, it would trigger them into like some kind of spiral because your energy is so heart open and so powerful and like you emanate. I just have to take a moment to say like the kind of energy that you are emanating, group 3, is so heart open. Like your heart chakra is just so expansive. And I'm hearing people feel it when you walk into a room. Like even in the corners of that room, people feel your heart chakra energy. And so even when this person had the tiniest bit of access to you, or they were able, maybe let's say, to be connected with you on social media, or whatever the case was, I feel like any window of access to you was so triggering for this person because of how powerful your heart chakra energy is and how that energy would touch them and then make them kind of open their heart, and that would leave them feeling vulnerable, and then the cycle would repeat itself all over again. That's what I'm getting with this person. This may have even been someone that you had to block on everything. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but it feels like something about the beauty and the power of your energy, especially the energy emanating from your heart chakra, was very triggering to this individual. And it sent them into these like spirals, maybe where they projected onto you in some kind of way. They may have been the one to block you because like they just couldn't handle having any kind of access to your energy at all because of how it was triggering them, and because of their unwillingness to take those triggers and introspect, they were projecting them outwards instead. So that's what I'm getting from this person. I feel like they're very much in this state of almost like ruminating right now. And I'm hearing though group 3, like there's something very, very powerful happening in your love life right now. Very powerful. Because what I'm getting is that while this person has been locked out of your life, part of why they are feeling such a frustration is because on some level, they can sense that you are moving on, that you are moving forward with people who can really see you and admire you and celebrate you and support you. So that's actually even more triggering to this energy on a spiritual level, because I'm hearing they're sensing that you're getting the treatment that you deserve. And finally, like, either you're currently getting that or that's coming in very soon, depending on what wave and timeline you're on here. But I do feel that specifically, if this has been connecting for you romantically, you are like meeting or connecting or reconnecting with this like very, very powerful love energy, with this energy that is very like romantically open and supportive and soft. And I'm hearing it's all of the things that you've always been being reflected back to you in another person. I feel like you've been in a lot of dynamics, and this, again, maybe it's not romantic, maybe it's a group of friends or a friendship, but I feel like you've always been this like very generous, kind, heart open, soft, warm kind of energy, but often you've been connecting with people who are very opposite of you and pouring into people who would take and then not reciprocate. This new era is so different for you because you are connecting with people and energies that actually mirror your heart openness and amplify it by mirroring it, that celebrate you, that can hold you for all that you are without like being triggered to run away or shut down or project onto you because they aren't doing the work within themselves. Like that era seems to be over, and those kinds of people seem to be blocked out of your life. Many of you may have resonated as well with group 2 because we spoke about how there have been many people who have been bounced out of your life because the so-called cost of connecting with you energetically has gone up. So if this is connecting, group 2 may also connect with you as well. I feel like this actually has been a very peaceful time for you, but at times maybe it's felt a little apathetic or a little stagnant. If you're still kind of in that state, know that you are in like a very powerful void right now. This is not stagnancy. This is you being preserved for some of the most amazing, reciprocated, adoring, wonderful, like mutually enhancing and amplifying connections to come into your life very soon. And for some of you, maybe that is already entering your life. If you are specifically relating this to love, I just see this love connection aligning for you that is so, I'm hearing soul first, like where you can put your heart and soul on the line with this person and they're doing the same, and it just creates this like mutual amplification effect. And it's so beautiful. But again, all of that is very triggering to this past person who is very impatient, fixated on you, ruminating about you, but cut out of your life. But I mean, right here, I'm really feeling that the best thing you could do in this situation is what you've been doing, like continuing to protect your peace, to focus on yourself, to allow the void or the silence, knowing that it's actually a powerful void of creation, and that the connections that are coming in for you next are going to be so deeply fulfilling to you. I feel like you're either right on the brink of that or already currently attracting that in. And I want to go deeper into that in the extended version. So if this is connecting and you'd like to hear more on that, the link to the extended is in the pinned comment and description box below. I am going to go ahead and move forward to group 4. Thank you so much, group 3. And I hope to see you in one of the other groups. Hello, group 4. So your reading is very interesting. We pulled a card that I didn't quite expect. I would say that of all the 4 readings that I've done in these 4 groups, your group is the one that brings up the most mystery for me. It feels like there's something mysterious and very nuanced going on in your energy. And I say that because often when I pull the card, I get an immediate hit like, okay, I feel this is going to connect with this or that. When it came to your card, it almost surprised me. Like, I feel there is some element of surprise, or maybe you're feeling a bit unsure or confused about what something means, or why you're in a particular place, or why something isn't moving forward in a certain way. Because we have the Sun card reversed, which to me often represents like a resisting of a new beginning, or something not fully coming together yet, or feeling like you aren't moving forward in a particular way that you want to be. So I'm going to go ahead and start there. Of course, this could be connecting with an internal energy, but it also could be relating to an external person or situation as well. We will just see what wants to come up here. But let's go ahead and get started. So what can I channel for group 4? Can we get some starting information on what this means? Solar plexus chakra in the reverse position. Someone lacking confidence in themselves, lacking self-esteem, not opening themselves to different pathways or possibilities. I mean, again, this could be an external person or energy. This doesn't have to be you. Journey, going on some kind of journey. Okay, so I'm picking up on the energy of someone who's been focused on things happening in a very particular way, or via a very certain specific pathway, and it feels like that door has been closed, or like your mind has not been open to other potential pathways or possibilities because you felt like it has to happen in a certain way. I feel that for whoever I'm speaking to here, this has affected your sense of confidence. I'm hearing the word backsliding, so you may even be I'm hearing you're judging yourself by the wrong standard. You may be feeling as though you are backsliding because you are judging yourself or comparing yourself to an outdated standard, is the best way I can describe it. Outdated for you, meaning you've expanded or grown or evolved beyond that old standard. I'm hearing your life is so much bigger now. Maybe there's like one specific thing that isn't moving forward in a certain way, but you're being guided to see the bigger picture, to see that like you've been on this like beautiful, powerful, magnificent journey. There's been a deeper journey that's been unfolding here. I'm hearing nervousness. You may be feeling some anxiety or some nervousness right now. Again, because it's almost like you expected the things that you want to come through this specific door, and that door hasn't been opening, or it's felt very resistant. But it's almost like your guides or your higher self are asking you to open your mind and like broaden your view here, to step back and to remind yourself that your journey has been so much bigger than this like one particular door that might not be opening right now. And I emphasize right now because I actually do feel that everything you desire is coming. I'm hearing it just may not come in the way or via the door or the pathway that you were expecting or that you were fixated on in the past. It actually feels like I'm hearing it's going to be even better than you imagined. It's going to come together even more harmoniously and beautifully than you imagined, but you have to continue trusting the journey. And I know that is so much easier said than done, but I feel that for this collective I'm speaking to here, there has been this like very, very confusing, non-linear, and yet such a like deep and powerful journey unfolding for you. And I feel that this is the kind of journey where anytime you've tried to kind of get a handle on it, like, okay, like you start to kind of feel like it's making sense or like you're defining it in a certain way, it almost throws you off again and throws you off trail or sends you in a different direction. And at times you might feel like you're lost in some kind of maze. And yet I feel that also you can reflect and see, whoa, like I have come so far. I have transformed so much. And the group I'm picking up on here, it's like your journey of like, it's almost like you've been looking in the physical and thinking, oh, I feel stuck in this way or that way. And yet internally, spiritually, like you've been healing generations and generations of trauma. Like you've been freeing your family's lineage from limiting ways of thinking or viewing themselves. You've been learning how to become so deeply self-confident and self-loving, but then it's almost like you've judged your standard of worth or success at times based on these like certain physical things that may not be happening yet or may not be coming through certain doors, or you may judge yourself as not moving forward fast enough or even backsliding or whatever. And yet if you step back and take a broader view, it's so clear that there is this much deeper journey taking place. And I'm hearing it can only happen through trust. I'm also hearing the words one day at a time. So you may have your spirit guides or your higher self coming in to say, just keep trusting this journey, because yes, it hasn't quite felt linear. It's been confusing for you at times, but at the same time, you also can look back and just realize how far you've come, how much you've grown. I feel that the reason that you felt stuck is because things have been moving slowly in your life physically, because beneath the surface, so much has been moving so rapidly. It's almost like things have had to slow down physically a bit because so much is shifting internally. And this internal shift is preparing you. It's turning you into the person that you have had to become in order to actually sustain the long-term manifestation of all of those things that you've been desiring. You've had to take that internal journey first. I almost feel like it's looked very backwards in the physical, where it's almost like people think that you're stagnant or you judge yourself as stagnant, but internally everything has been changing, and it's actually been preparing you to receive everything that you've been desiring. But it requires you to keep trusting this beautiful, nonlinear, unfolding journey happening for you. So this just really felt like a message on that from either like your guides or your higher self. I feel that for some of you, there may be a specific female ancestor connected to you, like a grandmother or a great grandmother or something like that. That doesn't have to be the case, but I am getting that for someone. And I am going to continue this in the extended reading as well. So if you would like more information on this and want to know more, we will keep connecting in the extended, and the link to that is in the pinned comment and description box. I just want to say thank you so much to all of you, all 4 groups, for being here. I know some of you probably connected with all 4 messages. I also know this reading was much longer than our usual collective readings, but it felt so worth it. I feel like we've mined so much valuable and specific information through these different threads. So let me know if you enjoyed this pick a card style reading video. I personally really loved doing this today. This felt like so beautifully aligned for today. So I hope it connected with you in some kind of a meaningful way. If so, as always, I would love to hear from you in the comments section. If you feel guided to leave a comment, and if you haven't yet, I would love for you to subscribe, join our beautiful community here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I've lately been posting a lot of inspiring text posts to uplift your vibration all day long. Also, I now release my channeled music through Spotify. So if you would like to listen to my channeled songs, then you can check out my music under my artist name, Songs by Infinity. It is actually available on most streaming platforms, but Spotify is the best place to listen because that's where I put my lyrics as well. And often the channel messages are really in the lyrics. And part of why I'm mentioning that is because I know a few of you probably made it to this very end outro of the video, but if you did, thank you for being here. And I also want to share, I literally just got the produced version of my 5th song today. This has been a big year for me personally because it's the first year that I've been producing and releasing music out into the world in this way. And I just want to say thank you so much for being on that journey with me. And my fifth song, I have to say, I know I say this like every time, but really for this one, this is my favorite one that I've created so far. And I feel like it's going to connect with so many of you. I'm so excited to share it. And so if you do want to be the first to hear it whenever it drops, then be sure to follow my Spotify, which is Songs by Infinity. And again, the links and all of the information for that is below. Of course, you can always also get my Subliminals app, Sound and Soulful, which is available in both app stores. I use subliminals to reprogram my own subconscious mind every day and to manifest in my own life. So I love sharing those with you as well. So pretty much all of the information you might be looking for is below under this video in the description box. But I just wanted to say thank you for being here with me for so many years, but especially through 2025, because I feel like this year has been so powerful and beautiful for our collective. And I am so excited for everything that is to come. And yeah, I think that is everything. Have a beautiful day and start to your week. And I will connect with you here again in Wednesday's collective reading.